Hi, everybody. My name is Rafa Lombardino, and this is Translation Confessional. Have you ever felt like a fraud? On episode 3, I addressed this very subject while talking about impostor syndrome. Here's another take on it, based on an article I wrote back in 2015, before I realized impostor syndrome was actually a thing. Sometimes you have a feeling and you're only able to name it once you find other people who experience it too, So here it is, a 5-year-old perspective that has remained fresh. In Brazil, we have a saying that goes, com a pulga atrás da orelha. Literally, it reads, to have a flea behind your ear. But it really means that something doesn't seem quite right. If your personal flea is nibbling at your ear, that's when you need to go check things out to make sure it's all 100% legit. My little flea has been my faithful companion since I started working as a translator back in 1997. At first, my biggest fear was to be found out, that someone would come and point a finger at me saying, "You have no idea what you're doing, do you? You're nothing but a fraud." Back then, that fear was mostly due to the fact that I had just finished high school. I was working full-time as an English as a second language instructor and saving money for college. Even after I majored journalism, I noticed that flea had stayed put behind my ear during those 4 years of undergrad school. In 2002, shortly after graduating, I moved to California. My flea then became an Adam flea. Yes, you guessed it right. It's Adam Ant's cousin, because I started to receive several requests to translate from Portuguese into English. For some, translating into your second language is considered the biggest sin a translator could ever commit. So my flea was working overtime to make sure I got my terminology, grammar, spelling, and prepositions right. Despite 2 decades of experience and a couple of translation certificates under my belt, my companion flea has never really gone away, but the fear of being found out has somewhat subsided. It turned into something more pleasant, less heart-stopping than the idea of fingers pointing at my face. What I get now are butterflies in my stomach, because with each new project, there's that same excitement as if I were translating for the first time. All these years, I've learned to accept that a little bit of fear is good in our industry. It makes you check yourself several times, research information, ask peers for their input, and never assume that you're the best translator who ever walked the earth. That kind of know-it-all mentality can backfire and leave you out in the cold if someone requests some supporting information and sources for your word choices, or even challenges your translation altogether. If your flea has been working with you all through the project, you'll be able to go back through your notes and research to provide clients the information they need to see how confident you are in your work. And that confidence, fueled by your personal flea, is a trademark of a true professional translator. Send me an email at rlombardino@wordawareness.com or leave a voice message on my Anchor page. If I get enough feedback and voice messages, I can go back to the subject and post a special podcast episode with everyone's opinion on this very same theme. By the way, my Anchor page is anchor.fm/translation-confessional. I look forward to hearing from you. Stay tuned for weekly episodes and subscribe to Translation Confessional through your favorite podcast app.